Hi everyone, it's good to have you once again. All right, so it's examination season, okay? Many of you will be writing the IGCSE in March, and many others will be writing the IGCSE in May, June, while others will be writing theirs in October, November. And I'm bringing up these videos just to assist you understand what is required for you to have an A star in the IGCSE. So what are we doing today? Today, I'll be talking to you about how to write a journal. Many students do not understand the difference between a journal and a diary. Most times, when they are asked to write a journal, they end up writing a diary. Okay, so today I will help you understand the difference between a journal and a diary, because in the IGCSE First Language English, you need to know how to write a journal. So what is a journal? A journal is an account of your personal experience. What is a diary? A diary is a log of the personal experiences and encounters of the writer. Now, if you listen to the definition, you would notice that they sound alike. Actually, the journal and the diary are alike. However, they have slight points at which they differ from each other. All right, so let me tell you a few things about both. When you write a journal, you are simply documenting personal experiences. So let's say you traveled to the Bahamas and you would like to document your experience there, then you write it in your journal. Let's say you had a bad dream or you had a very bad day and you would like to express it in a document, in a book. You write it in your journal. I know you'll be thinking that, excuse me, but these are the same things we write in our diary. Yes. Okay, so the similarity between the journal and the diary is that in both pieces of writing, okay, we document experiences, encounters, incidents that are personal to us. However, how does the journal differ from the diary? I often tell my students that a journal is a more focused diary. And what do I mean by that? Okay, when you keep a diary, you would realize that the content of your diary are oftentimes unconnected. So I often tell my students that diaries make record of unconnected events. I'll give examples. Okay, so I had a bad dream and I decide to document it in my diary. However, as soon as I woke up, my father gave me a surprise gift. It's touching, right? In my diary, I have a documentation, a record of the nightmare. Just some hours later, my father walked up to me and gave me a very special gift. 3 hours later, I got to school and my teacher informed me that I had the best result in the entire school. However, on my way home, I'd asked my driver to pick up something for me, but my driver forgot. Now, all of these are peculiar, unique experiences which I consider notable and which I will be recording in my diary. If you notice, there's no connection between the bad dream and the surprise gift. Also, no connection between the surprise gift and the news I got at school that I got the highest score in the entire school. Also, my driver who was meant to pick up something for me forgot. There are no connections. So you would notice that in the diary, you are recording a series of events, incidents, experiences, and encounters which are unconnected. There isn't any logical connection between the event. However, when you keep a journal is a focused diary. Some persons keep examination preparation journals. Okay, so now you guys are preparing for the IGCSE coming up in March for those in India. IGCSE coming up in May, June for those, from other parts of the world, and for those that will be writing in October, November. You might choose to keep a record of your preparation for the IGCSEs. Now, that is focused, okay, because the objective of the journal is to record how you prepared for your forthcoming examination. Some other persons could decide to keep a journal of their adventure. So let's say during summer, you choose to travel to some places and you decide to make a record of the different places you visit at summer. So you would notice that journals are more focused than diaries because journals record specific incidents that occur at a particular time. Now, that's the major difference. Another difference between the journal and the diary is in the language. Because we write journals with an eye to publish later, that then makes us maintain a very formal language in our record. So journals utilize standard English for official purposes. Your diary is very private to you and you don't intend to publish. You don't intend to share it with the public. So you are free to utilize standard English for everyday conversation, which we often refer to as informal or colloquial expression language. Okay, so that is the second difference. Now, I'm going to also do a video that will help you understand how to distinguish formal language from informal. All right, but those are the point at which the journal differs from the diary. Do not forget, in the IGCSE first language, whether you're writing the 0500 or you're writing the 0990, you must know how to write a journal because it's one of the 7 genres of writing that might, be published in your booklet. Now, let's talk about the qualities of a journal. When you write your journal in the IGCSE, what would make your journal stand out? What will make it distinct from other journals by students around you? Now, these are more or less the 5 qualities that your journal must have. Number 1, every journal is narrative. A journal is like a story. And what you do in your journal is that you record a specific experience which you consider notable. Because it is an experience most times that occurred in the past, you are meant to maintain a narrative tone. So your journal must be narrative. It must sound as though the examiner is reading a story. Now listen, it's not fiction in its sense, it's faction. However, in the context of the IGCSE first language, all the pieces of information you require would have been published in text C. And don't forget, the journal entry often occurs in paper 1. You are not likely to find it in paper 2. All right. So the first quality of every effective and engaging journal is narration. Journals are narrative. They come across as stories, so your reader can follow the development of events and how your journey or the encounter you're recording, how the entire thing unfolds. Secondly, every journal is descriptive. What are the 2 things you must describe in your journal? You must describe the environment and time of the event or incident, and you must equally describe the characters in your journal. Characters could be animals, could be humans. Who did you meet when you traveled to the Bahamas? The persons you met, what did they look like? So you have to give some telling details which would help the reader to have a mental picture of the characters in your journal. So your journal must be descriptive. And what are the 2 things you must describe? You must describe the environment of your journal and you must describe the characters, the people or animals you come across. Number 3, your journal must be reflective. Now, the tone of a journal is narrative and equally reflective because oftentimes journals are written in retrospect. Because oftentimes we are reminiscing on an event that affected us in a significant way. So as you write your journal, you must ensure that your entry is reflective. And when I say reflection, at every point in your journal, you must express what you think. You must express your opinion. So when you traveled to Sudan, it's your first time in Sudan, how did you feel? What do you think about the Sudanese you met in Sudan? That's about opinions. So your journal must be reflective. Number 4, your journal must be emotive. In actual fact, what distinguishes a journal from a story, from a narrative, is emotions, feelings. You must ensure that as much as your journal is narrative, your journal must equally be emotive. And by that I mean at every point in the journal, you must express how the event you're recording has affected you. How has it affected you emotionally? Are you excited? Or you are anxious? Or you're nervous? How has it affected you? Are you pessimistic about the incident? Do you think it might affect your life forever? Do you think it might rewrite the trajectory of your life? Feelings, okay? And the last thing is quotation. Effective and engaging journals have quotation. Someone must have said something at some point during the experience or encounter which you consider notable. Okay, should you have quotation in every paragraph of your journal? No. However, you must ensure that 1 or 2 paragraphs of your journal reflect what someone said at some point which you consider worthy of note. I hope this has been helpful to you. All right, and I hope that now you know how a journal differs from a diary. In Checkpoint, you will write diaries. However, in the IGCSE First Language English 0500 and 0990, we write journals, letters, speech, articles, interviews, news reports, and formal report. However, today is for journal entry. I hope you learned something. See you later. Bye-bye.